Good morning, Sports Booth Nation. My name is Ethan Dobbeck here with another episode of our Thursday Throwdown. We've got a good episode for you today as we give you one lock in the NFL and one lock in the NCAA for you guys to go bet on. Make sure if you want to purchase our picks, you go to www.thesportbooth.com. We give you all three of our picks for both the NCAA and NFL, so 6 picks total. They're $5 for either the NFL ones or the NCAA ones. If you purchase those, you are automatically entered to win 4 tickets to the NFL or NCAA game of your choice in the 2022 regular season. We don't have a lot of purchases right now, guys, so if you purchase these, you have really good odds to win 4 free tickets for next season, to a game for next season. But also on our website, don't forget that you can also purchase all of our sick merchandise, as well as the most comfiest sweaters of all time, as well as anything you need for game day. Whether it's sweatshirts, shirts, hats, doesn't matter. We've got it all. So just make sure you guys check out that website, purchase it. It helps us out. It helps you out. It's a great deal. Well, let's dive on into it and take it to the booth. It then. Let's go with our starts and sits for the week. But first, let's go over how we did for this past week. I said for my starts last week, Jalen Waddle and Cordero Patterson. Waddle finished as the wide receiver 18 on the week, so a good play there. And Patterson finished as the running back 20, also a good play. On the sit side of things, I said Allen Robinson, who was the wide receiver 68, and Tyler Boyd, who finished as the wide receiver 43. So overall, I had a very good week last week. Now let's check on how Cade's players did. Cade said Tyler Lockett, who finished as the wide receiver 74, and Damian Williams, who finished as the running back 33, as his starts of the week. So not very good there. Hopefully he can correct it this weekend. But yeah. For his sits, he also said Allen Robinson and Miles Sanders, who was injured early to the game. So for his sits, he did a very good job. For his starts, not so much. But overall, together, our starts and sits were very good. Our starts were 50-50 though. For this week, I've got tight end Robert Tunian, especially with it going to, it's going to be a high scoring game there in Arizona. I think he is going to get a lot of targets, especially with Devontae Adams being on the COVID list. And there's one other receiver on their team. I believe was Valdez Scatling. I don't remember. One of their other receivers, starting receivers, is also on the COVID list. So I expect a lot of targets to Tunian, and I expect him to have a big week. Second off, I've got Devontae Smith against the Lions. I expect him to have a big week against a weak Lions team. I would definitely start him if you got him. For Cade, he has Jerry Jeudy, fresh off the injured reserve against the Washington football team, and Chuba Hubbard against a weak Atlanta run defense. The only thing I'll have to say towards Chuba is if Darnold can't throw the ball against the Falcons, they will not succeed running the ball. And they couldn't even throw it against the Giants last week. So I personally, I would still play Chuba as I am in our league, but I would play him as a flex more than anything, as a running back 3, and that's if you don't have a better wide receiver 3. For our sits, Cade's and I both said Allen Robinson again. Like we said last week, just you can't play him until he puts up a start-worthy game, and he hasn't done it yet, and I don't think he'll do it this year. Try to package him away in a trade if you can. If you can't, then if he has another week or two with bad stats, you got to drop him. It's just getting to that point of the season. I don't think anybody else would be stupid enough to pick him up, especially if he does bad the next 2 weeks. But yeah. And who else did we say? Kate also said Mike Davis, as Patterson has definitely taken over that starting role for Atlanta. And I also said Jalen Waddle, who even though is Tua's favorite target, will have a difficult matchup against a stellar Bills defense. Alrighty, and now for our favorite bets for the week for both the NCAA and the NFL. this week. I really like Tennessee as a 1-point underdog against the Indianapolis Colts. Tennessee is coming off hot. They beat the Bills, 34-31. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs 27-3. They are hot right now. But don't take anything away from Indianapolis. They have played some good teams recently too, and they have looked good. I think Tennessee wins this, which makes that +1 spread for them a guaranteed lock. And I would even bet on the money line, which are going to have slightly better odds. I see Tennessee winning this. In the NCAA, a little bit of bias here, but I don't see any way that it's not going to happen. I've got Oregon State as a 1.5-point favorite against Cal. They just looked so good last week against Utah. Utah was a good team. I think they figured out their struggles after that Washington State game. They had that bye, and I think the Beavs are going to be making a push for that Pac-12 North championship. Alrighty. Now we're going to break down four more of this upcoming NFL week's games for you guys. Cincinnati plays at the Jets this weekend. Cincinnati is currently ranked 13th in offense and 10th in defense. The Jets are ranked 31st in offense and 27th in total defense. So I've got Cincinnati winning this one handedly. The Rams, 8th in offense, 21st in defense against Houston, 30th in offense and 26th in defense. Once again, this one, I think both of those first two games are going to be handled pretty easily. Alrighty. Now, remember, these are not covering the spreads. These are just who I think is going to win outright these games. New England at Los Angeles Chargers. You've got New England, who is 16th in offense, 12th in defense, and the Chargers, who are 12th in offense and 19th in defense. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than people are expecting. New England is looking like a better team. That Mac Jones is becoming a more and more complete quarterback. Their team is figuring it out. Bill Belichick has created a good New England team once again. He got that quarterback prototype that he liked, and now they're rocking and rolling. But don't take anything away from the Chargers. They had a mishap against Baltimore, but they had a bye week, a little bit of time to figure it out, a little bit of time to rest all their guys, and they're going to be coming out guns a-blazing. So I think this is going to be a close matchup, but I do think the Chargers are going to pull away with this one, especially since it's in Los Angeles. And the last game we're going to cover is the Washington football team versus the Denver Broncos. The Washington football team is currently ranked 20th in offense and 29th in defense, and the Broncos are ranked 22nd in offense and 5th in defense. I think Denver's going to win this one. They're a better team, and that defense is just so much better than Washington's that it's going to prove to be a dominant defense over a iffy Washington offense. Well, that wraps up our Thursday Throwdown. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments and questions and opinions down below. Remember to check out our website at www.thesportbooth.com. That's right, thesportbooth.com without an S at the end of sport. Don't forget to purchase some sick gear, good for any team, any weather, anytime, as well as purchasing our picks for your chance to win 4 tickets to the game of your choice in 2022. Those are officially up for this upcoming week, so go ahead and purchase. Tune in tomorrow for our Freaky Friday episode where we break down the remaining games and give you a last-minute injury update. Have a terrific Thursday, you guys.